Nintendo is a gangster. Let us explain. If Lex Luthor is right, and the biggest lie in America is that power can be innocent, then it naturally begs the question, what is Nintendo power? How can you stay out of a console war as a company known for trafficking consoles and still come out victorious? We're going to talk about the safe space the House of Mario has carved out for itself to survive and thrive.
Mario, your new place is awesome!
Nintendo has had almost a century and a half developing its marketing strategies. Before the days of plumbers and princesses, Nintendo made and sold Hanafuda cards. What's important about this is that these card games involved people getting together and playing as a social activity. Who gathers together and plays and why has been internalized by the company since it started selling cards. Fast forward to 2021, and Nintendo is still pushing gaming as a social and family activity, and not so much as the alone-in-your-room solo trip Microsoft and PlayStation are pushing.
Aha!
It also feels like a more inclusive console, as it has a lot of games you don't have to take night classes to learn how to play.
What is woke?
Like Cyberpunk. I mean, the game is fun and all, but a lot of the times I don't have a clue what's going on. It's got a new ad campaign recruiting female everyday gamers. Hey, if this Cobra Kai recruits t-shirt is correct, business-wise, it's an investment sure to grow Mario's world even more. Sure, there are many individual PlayStation and Xbox games that invest in marketing to females, but the consoles themselves have a very dude-heavy base and have always had relatively aggressive marketing compared to Nintendo. The games seem clear and simple. If clarity is power and simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, well then, friendos, we've found one of the sources of Nintendo's power. Here's another. Some people care about specs, specifically machine parts and the numbers associated with them. Look, we know numbers matter. If this video had 10 million views, you'd feel differently about it than if it had 5 views and you were the 6th. And sure, we hear that numbers don't lie, but a little birdie also told us that there are some things numbers can't do for us. They can't always paint us a bigger picture. That's what painters are for. And Nintendo seems to have been able to Mario paint a bigger picture, capturing what a big fat number of people want. And what do people want? Pleasure. To contrast, let's talk about teraflops. Does the word teraflop sound pleasurable to you? It sounds powerful, aggressive maybe, but does it sound fun? Contemporary Nintendo console specs aren't that impressive on paper. A Switch has 1 teraflop of power, whereas the Series X and PS5 carry 12 and 10.28 teraflops respectively. But like every coach I ever had in every sport I ever played said over and over again, the game is played on the field. It's not some math contest where you have to show all your work. Who is better on paper doesn't always matter.
On top by a nice box.
Like a great sports team, Nintendo consoles as wholes are often more than the sum of their parts. You could take each console apart and compare them piece by piece to the competitors, but sometimes when you take things apart, you kill them. Art is like that. The NES was fun, period. The SNES is still fun, period. The GameCube is fun, period. The Wii is fun, period. The Wii U is a console, period. And of course, the Switch is a blast, period. We can't measure that fun in math, and that is more Nintendo power for you. Nintendo is a big corporation, but it feels like a friend. How did it do that? On Lex Luthor's reading list is Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power, and Law 43 is, win the hearts and minds of those you want to influence. Notice how the word hearts comes before the word minds. We believe that this is deliberate. If you win people's hearts over, their minds will follow. You may have heard that the mind can be a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Let us explain what we think this means in the world of console consumers. If you get intellectual about it, you would want the console with the highest number of something because that will bring you the highest number of something else you deem valuable. But will that bring you well-being? And can well-being be quantified in your mind? Movie reference time. Have you seen the movie Flight? It doesn't matter. All you need to know is this. After a drunk flies an airplane upside down, 3 desperate strangers meet in a hospital stairwell to smoke. One of them is dying. He says to the other 2,
Wish I could bottle this feeling that I have about how beautiful every last breath of life is.
This obscure character from a 9-year-old movie reminds us of what Nintendo did and does. They bottle a feeling. and sell it. If there would be a recipe for that feeling, it would be innocence, bright colors, friendly competition, friendship, togetherness, and smiling faces. That is welcoming, non-threatening, and stays far away from the images of tech superiority showcased in Xbox and PlayStation advertisements, which bottle a different feeling. Those two juggernauts sell superiority, they sell dominance, and they sell the future. The thing with the future is it's never here. Nintendo feels like it's always here, surrounding us with things we want now.
We need some coins, Mario. We have no money. Leave it to me.
Sega went to war with Nintendo in the early 90s with its Sega Does What Nintendo Don't ads. Those Sega ads were awesome, but now Sega doesn't make consoles no more, and Nintendo does. Food for thought.